Here's an interview from one of our past shows on Rock and Metal Revival. If you're interested in hearing full shows, go to our Facebook page and check out our list of affiliates for times and places where you can hear Rock and Metal Revival. That's brand new music from Elegant Weapons. It's called Do or Die on Rock and Metal Revival. And Jerry, I really love the sound of this. I love those vocals. You know how much we love Ronnie Romero.
Oh, yeah.
And to hear one of our favorite guitar players, Richie Faulkner, playing guitar with him, this is awesome. And
nice.
We want to welcome back to Rock and Metal Revival, Richie Faulkner. Welcome back to the show, Richie.
What a pleasure and an honor to be with you guys. I mean, a pleasure and an honor for you guys to play the music. I mean, thanks for the support, guys. That's brilliant. Thank you so much.
It is. First two songs that we've heard from it, Jerry and I just looked at each other and went, just words could not come out on this. We were just so taken back by how great this is. And I guess my question is, with you being so busy with Priest, and Ronnie sings for like every band that's coming out of Europe right now, how did you get Elegant Weapons together?
Well, during the pandemic, we had some time where nobody was doing anything. So that was the first kind of blessing in disguise, really. I was able to kind of focus all the ideas I had, get some of my very good friends on the record, and then go from there. But also moving forward, when I called Ronnie about being in the band, he was on the same wavelength as well, moving forward into the future. I mean, we both play with legacy bands. I mean, Rainbow, Judas Priest, Michael Schenker. The reality is, not everyone's going to be around forever. I joined Priest when they were 40 years into their career. So, moving forward, if one day the boys call me up and say they don't want to do it anymore, Ronnie was on the same page in the sense that we could take the DNA from those bands, put it into Elegant Weapons, and then move forward, lay the groundwork, and then move forward into the future should that call someday come. So, that's how it happened, really.
So where'd the name Elegant Weapons come from? Because I think that's a really cool name.
Well, it's got a couple of references, really. The main one is the instruments that we play that carve out the music that we create. And for me, it's the Flying V. It's an elegant weapon for a civilized age. I mean, I'm looking at one right now as we speak. It's like a samurai sword. It's like I mean, I can't describe it any better than an elegant weapon. It's a beautiful thing, but it's brutal. It creates the light and the shade in heavy music and metal, and that's basically where the name came from. And it's also a reference to the lightsaber that Obi-Wan Kenobi gives to Luke Skywalker in A New Hope, because I'm a massive Star Wars fan as well. So nice. It's basically that. And metal and heavy music has always been attractive to me because it contains that light and shade, those beautiful passages, and then it crashes in with those heavy, brutal passages. So it's kind of a reference to all that stuff, really.
Ah, cool.
Now, hey, Richie, I see that Andy Sneap has produced this album. He's also your guitar partner with Priest on tour. So I take it you guys get along pretty well. I mean, what does Andy bring to the record when he's producing it?
Well, for all those reasons you just mentioned, he was a no-brainer to produce this record. I mean, me and Andy talk probably, or we text at least, probably every day. Every other day we're texting each other about guitar sounds or the record that, we're making with Priest and Weapons. So he was instrumental, really. I mean, it was a no-brainer to get Andy in. I mean, Andy grew up on the same music styles as I did, with that kind of, that 80s metal sound. But he's also a producer that is aware of the musical landscape in 2023. He's a modern metal producer today. But I wanted those influences to shine through. And so he was the perfect guy. The music does the same thing. We know where those influences come from in the music. It's obvious. There's Sabbath in there. There's Priest in there. There's Alice in Chains in there. It's obvious where they come from. But I wanted it to stand up sonically in 2023. And that's Andy in a nutshell. You know where those influences are with him, but he stands up sonically in 2023. I think that should be his tagline.
Nice, yeah.
Nice, yeah. Now, being a guitar player myself, man, I love the way you play, and your guitar tones on these songs that I've heard so far are really cool. They're like classic yet modern. So what did you use for guitars and amps recording this?
Well, I appreciate you saying that, man. I mean, I'm not really a shredder in the classic sense of the word. You know, I'm melody over everything. I love melody. You know, I would take a slower melodic solo over a shreddy, fast, you know, kind of meaningless solo any day. So I go for whatever works with that approach. And with this, I used one amp and I used one guitar. You know, sometimes you go into a studio and you experiment with different amps and you layer up different effects and whatever. But with this, I had my trusty Flying V, and I had a Marshall Plexi amplifier, which has been around forever. And they've got one channel, but it's a channel that sounds great, and it worked on this record. And I went with that combination, and it seemed to do the trick.
Did it go to 11? Because it
went to 12, man.
Nice.
Exactly.
I went to 12. I'm going beyond 11.
Hey, now, Richie, we kicked the interview off with a track that I just can't hear enough, and that's Do or Die. Can you tell us a little bit about that song? That song, it sounds like it's got some deep meaning to it.
Well, it's kind of self-explanatory in the sense, do or die. You do it, or you. It's kind of, you know, Master Yoda in the sense, you know, there is no try. You do it, or you die trying. You know what I mean? And the video, if anyone's seen the video, there's a lot of pinball machines which signify, you know, play the game, roll the dice. You do it to the best of your ability, really. And that's the meaning behind the song. Show no weakness. You do it or you die, basically. And it's a bit of a dramatic thing to say, but that's the statement. Do or die. Show no weakness. Don't live a lie. You know what I mean? Just do what you do to the best of your ability. And to me, Priest has always been about that. Metal has always been about that. You've always kind of had to stand up for what you believe in a musical sense, at least. You know, it might be it's not kind of fashionable at the moment, but this is what I believe in. This is what I'm passionate about, and I'm going to do it, or I'm going to die trying, kind of thing. You know, that's the kind of ethos behind it, and that's the mindset behind the message of the song.
So where did you videotape? Where did you shoot that video with all the pinball machines? Those are kind of hard to find anymore.
There's a fantastic place in Nashville called Game Terminal, and the guy that owns it, he's like one of us. He's a child of the 80s. He loves that stuff. He loves 80s music, and he put that place together because he's so passionate about that stuff. And he has they're all original machines, you know, pinball or, you know, the arcade shoot 'em up type stuff, games. They're all originals. He's got about 5 guys that are permanently employed to service that stuff all the time. They're like old cars. You know, you can go and buy an old car, but it's a totally different thing to maintain it and keep it running. And it's the same thing with these machines. But it's the dedication. It's like with guitars, you know. It's like anything that we love like that. He's a total fan, and we went down there, and I put the idea to him, what I wanted to do, and he was right on board. He was right there with us, and so we did it there, and we were surrounded by these, you know, pieces of history, pieces of our culture, really, and it really solidified the message that we were trying to get over.
Nice.
You know, Richie, being with Priest has a certain signature guitar sound, and on this album, it's so cool hearing you be yourself and instead of that Priest mode. Now, you got some tour dates coming up. Will it just be you on guitar, and are you looking forward to it just being you on guitar for a change?
That's an interesting question. I mean, yeah, it will be just me on guitar. I'm looking forward to it, but I mean, I might, you know, that might change very quickly if we get out there and I all of a sudden find out there's a lot of space I have to cover. No, but we've had some rehearsals already, and it's sounding great. It's got that kind of that classic 3-piece kind of vibe with the singer, obviously, and it gives you a different space to move around in. Obviously, you have to cover more space, so you have to think a bit differently about where you're going to be sonically. But that's a challenge. It's a healthy challenge as a guitar player, and I enjoy it like that. So yeah, we've got a few more rehearsals coming up before we hit the road in June in Europe. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And if it kind of becomes apparent in the future or if we start writing different material where we need another guitar player, then we'll take that on board as well. It's kind of interesting to see where the band's going to grow and evolve in the future.
Nice. I see you guys got some tour dates coming up, and you're actually going to be playing some festivals with Pantera. Are you looking forward to that?
Yeah, it's going to be great. Obviously, we've got Rex Brown on the record. He was gracious enough to play some bass on the record for me. So it'll be great. I think we've got 4 dates with Pantera in Europe. So we were just out with Pantera in South America with Priest on a few of the Knotfest dates. And that, you can imagine, man, it was absolutely off the charts crazy. The fans down there are another level anyway. And it was the first dates that Pantera had, so the energy levels were through the roof. The fans were so happy to see the band play those songs, and I think Europe are going to be the same. So we're going to just be happy to be out there with them, and hopefully we survive.
Yeah, exactly, with Zach, yeah. Richie, you got to watch the Judas Priest Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction performance on HBO. It sure looked like everyone was really enjoying themselves. What was it like for you to be on stage playing with KK?
Well, I mean, first of all, just to be a part of it, I was incredibly grateful to just be a part of that. I mean, I actually offered to bail out. I wasn't inducted, obviously. I've only been in the band 5 minutes, but I offered to bail out, but they were adamant that I was with the band to represent the band in 2023, which I thought was a very gracious thing of them. So for me, Priest have always been known as a two-pronged guitar attack. So I was up there with them as a 3-pronged guitar attack, maybe for one night only, but I'll take it. Me, Glenn, and KK up there on the guitars. It was great. I was like a kid in a candy store. So it was brilliant. And then obviously to be around all the other artists in there, I'm a huge fan of as well. Lionel Richie, Annie Lennox, Dave Stewart, Duran Duran, Pat Benatar, Neil Giraldo. I mean, it was like a who's who of the just like the legends in that room that night was just spellbound. I can't even say it. I was so blown away.
Nice. Now, being a guitar player, like I said, I watch Reverb all the time, the guitar shop, online, and I'm always I've got the Richie Faulkner model on my watch list, and dude, those things have went from like $800. Now they're up past $2,000. They just I haven't seen a guitar go like that. As far as the prices just going up like that over a year or two. But are you planning on doing any more signature models, or maybe doing another run of these?
Well, first of all, Reverb. I was if I ever wake up in the early hours of the morning, I'll pick up my phone and check my emails, and I check Reverb straight away. So I know exactly what you mean. I bought all those Epiphone models. I have all of them here. So
that's why.
That's why. Yeah, I'm waiting for them. Once they hit 10 grand, I'm going to start selling them all off. So no, I'm only kidding, obviously. But I've actually been working with Gibson for a little while now on a full-blown Gibson model. We actually were in talks just before the pandemic, but then obviously the pandemic hit, and it was important to me to put the guitar through its paces on the road. We've subsequently been able to do that, so we're about ready to release it. So it's a beautiful Pelham Blue. It's the next iteration of the evolution of that Epiphone, which came from an earlier Gibson model. So it's a Pelham Blue Flying V with signature AMGs and Floyd Rose. And it should be sometime this year. We're working on putting some promo material together, so it shouldn't be too long now. And as soon as I know, I'll let the world know and let you guys know when it's going to come out. And hopefully it will be on Reverb, and hopefully they won't. I won't keep too many of them back.
Sweet.
Richie, with the reemergence of vinyl, we both were children of the 70s and 80s and love vinyl. Is Elegant Weapons going to be available on vinyl? Because we just love that sound.
You bet. It's a big part of the experience for me, and I think a lot of people in the demographic that's going to appreciate this music, I think. So it was important for us to release it on vinyl. It was important for us to wait for the vinyl to be ready and release it together. So it was a big part of the release for us. So people love the way vinyl sounds. The way vinyl pick up the vinyl, the way it looks, the way it feels in your hand, the whole experience of putting it on the player and putting the needle on, it's a big thing, to some people. So I think it's going to be in limited edition colors as well. So we're looking forward to that. I haven't actually got the proofs yet. I've got I've okayed the proofs, but I haven't got the colored ones. I think I'm getting them any time this week. So I'm going to do like an unboxing video to show the world what they look like. So that's an exciting thing for me as well.
Sweet. So now, are the guys in Judas Priest going to be pissed when they hear this album and wonder why you didn't give them any of these tasty riffs?
Yeah, they have no idea what I'm doing. The good thing about the timing of this was that the Priest record was written. We'd recorded all the demos for it, so the creative process, all the riffs, all the melodies, everything like that, we'd drawn a line under all that. So anything that I came up with after that was either it hadn't been accepted as the Priest, for the Priest record if I'd presented it. I don't even think I had. Or if I came up with anything subsequently, I could dedicate it completely to Elegant Weapons, So the creative process was done, so I could concentrate on the Elegant Weapons record. So it was no problem. And I contacted Rob right at the beginning, like earlier on in the process, and showed him some songs, and he really dug it. He really liked the singer, so it was thumbs up really. And he's done stuff on the side as well. He's done solo ventures. He has the Christmas records that he does and stuff like that. I think Glenn's done some stuff outside of Priest, and I think as long as you're sportsmanlike about it and don't keep anything from anyone, you run it by people, let them know what's going on. I think that's the only thing you can do, really.
Yeah, definitely. Now, talking about Priest, now you got a new album with them coming out in a while. Next year, I guess. What I want to know, are there any tracks on this new Judas Priest album that are going to feature the cowbell?
You see, there's actually a song called there, you've got one.
Oh, yeah.
We're in Wisconsin. What do you expect?
I don't leave home without one. I wear it around my neck.
Well, just because you suggested it, I might have a word with Sneap and see if we can get a secret cowbell on there. So you have to buy it and listen intently to it to see if it made it on there. I mean,
nice.
When was the last time there was a cowbell in heavy metal? I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm sure there was one, but I don't remember. But there should be one on the new Priest record, so I'll see if I can make that happen for you.
Nice.
We appreciate that. Richie, where is the best place for our listeners to find out more about Elegant Weapons, pre-order this album, and stay up to date with what you got going on?
Well, obviously, we've got all the socials. We've got Instagram. We've got Twitter. I think we might have a TikTok. I'm not too sure. I'm not down with the kids these days on the TikTok, but I think we've got a TikTok. We've got a website, obviously, elegantweaponsband.com, and we've got a Facebook, so you can get on there, or if you just do a Google search for Elegant Weapons Band, you'll find us on there, or YouTube. You can check out the singles on YouTube, Elegant Weapons. There's 2 songs out there at the moment. We've got Blind Leading the Blind, and we've got Do or Die. Give us a listen, see what you think. We're easy to find. We're out there, and I've been doing a lot of yakking at the moment, a lot of talking, a lot of self-promotion, which is all part of it. So we're easy to find. Just look up Elegant Weapons and you'll find us.
All right. Well, we've got another killer track off this upcoming album. We've got Blind Leading the Blind. Richie, what can you tell us about this song?
Well, Blind Leading the Blind was the first single off the record, and it's a straightforward, hard-hitting. There's kind of elements to, Black Sabbath and Birmingham and sort of UFO and Thin Lizzy on this. So there's some really strong references on this, but there's some strong, maybe political messages and stuff like that. So it's a good fun tune. I hope you dig.
All right. Awesome. Well, Richie Faulkner, it's always an honor to have you on the show, and you're welcome back here anytime.
I look forward to it, guys.